but you never steer me wrong. So lead on, good shepherd, lead on.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the For His Name's Sake podcast, where we talk about leadership skills for this generation that they can use not only in their church, school, and community, but most importantly, their entire Christian walk, which is what we're most concerned about. Today, I'm just talking by myself, and, today's last podcast of the year. I just want to apologize to everybody for not uploading the last 2 weeks. I was out of town, and then I got sick as well. And so I just didn't want to be coughing the entire time I did a podcast. So I'm back now, and Christmas was just this Wednesday. So happy belated Merry Christmas, I think, and happy early New Year. That's where we're stuck at right now. And so today's podcast is really, as you can see from the title, it's reflecting and then going. So 2024, we've all had different experiences. We've all had, I'd say, different things happen to us. We've all experienced hurt. We might have just experienced joy. We've experienced pain. We experienced relief. Maybe something new came to our lives, or maybe nothing new happened this year. But let's just reflect on what happened in 2024. And everybody just think in their head while I'm talking, something that's happened to you this year. Now, I want to point out, let's first off talk about something that maybe bad happened. Maybe something that's a negative. Something that wasn't a good impact in your life, at least you thought. Something bad, maybe a family member passed away. Maybe something at school happened, and everything just seemed to come crashing down. Maybe you're in a bad financial situation. Maybe your church is going through something. Maybe you're going through something personally, maybe mentally or spiritually or emotionally. There's something that happened this past year that you're really struggling with and you've been holding on to. And then on the other hand, let's think about something that's good that's happened this year. Let's think about maybe something positive that happened. Maybe there was a new birth in the family. Maybe there was a marriage. Maybe we got a new pastor at church. We have somebody saved at a church. Somebody came and was led to Christ. I know that's happened here at Temple in the last few months. Let's rejoice over, something good that's happened in our lives this past year. But we have bad and we have good. But how often do we let the bad just overtake the good, right? One bad thing happens in our day and it just completely destroys our entire day. Or sometimes we let it completely destroy our week or our month or our year, and we just cannot let go, And why don't we just let go and move on, Sometimes we focus so much on the bad that there's so much good around us, but we just don't realize it because we're so focused on that bad. But as we reflect over the last year, and I'll give from my personal life, this past year I've graduated and I started to expand for His name's sake with our podcast and our working on our book. And a little plug in here. As of right now, we're a little behind schedule for our book. I've gotten received 9 chapters of the 16 of our book. So I'm still waiting on 7, of course. And I cannot give a definite date when this book will come out. I know it will be in 2025, and I'm sure it will be before the next summer. But if not, I'll let everybody know and still try to give updates. But that's where we're at right now. And we plan on going to Snowed-In Retreat in March. So if anybody's going to that, I look forward to seeing you there. But anyways, back into what's happened this year. So I had the book, had For His Name's Sake, had high school, graduated high school in May, graduated with the honors, so excited that got those opportunities, but I'm glad it's over. And then I started college this fall, and then I got involved at Temple Church in Greenville, North Carolina, and I was voted in as the youth pastor in October. And I'm just so excited to see what's going on at Temple. I mean, we have some pretty good-looking things coming up in the next few weeks, pretty exciting things coming up. Our youth group and our kids at Temple have just been amazing. I remember the first time I came many months ago, there was 8 kids, and now last few weeks ago we had 17. And it's amazing just how God's working, and even I can see in our kids' lives, they can apply it to theirs as well. Things that they've been through, things that they've told me that has happened this year. There's been good, there's been bad, and there's been ugly too. And they've been just through so much, and we've all been just through so much this past year. And as 2025 comes around, right after Christmas, we've just opened a bunch of presents. I hope everybody got what they wanted. And now we're getting ready for the fireworks, ready for New Year's Eve, ready to eat a lot more food, and ready for the new year to roll in, and that we're going to have our New Year's resolutions that we usually never keep, and that 2025 is going to be our year. It's going to be the year that we're going to accomplish so much. We're going to get A, B, and C done. We're going to get so much done this next year. But let us remind ourselves of this Bible passage in Isaiah 43. If I can find it here. And in the context of Isaiah 43, it was written during the time of Israel's captivity in Babylon. And I think some of this was partially referring back to Israel's captivity in Egypt as well. Sorry. And so reading verse 18 and 19 is what I'm going to just focus on. And it says, "Remember ye not the former things, neither consider the things of old. Behold, I will do a new thing. Now it shall spring forth. Shall ye not know it? I will even make a way in the wilderness and the rivers in the desert." God's saying here, don't remember the things that happened in the past. And he's not saying, forget everything. I think in a sense he's saying, just let go of what's happened in the past. Sometimes in our life we just hold so tightly to those bad things that happened. For the Israelites, and they were in captivity in Egypt hundreds of years before this, but then now they're in captivity in Babylon. And they're probably just like, God, why? Why are you doing this? And they just cannot let go of why they're in captivity. They just can't let go of that, I would say, hatred and anger and resentfulness towards God. Like, why have you put us back into captivity? Clearly, they've disobeyed God, and so have we. And we should ask for forgiveness in response to that. But now, we need to look towards God. Like the Israelites should be doing, looking towards God and not forgetting what's happened in the past, but letting go what's happened in the past. 2024, we might have had some really bad things happen to our lives, to our families, to our friends. Maybe some hurtful things have been said to us. Some bad things have happened. We got to learn to let it go. As leaders, we can't let things bother us. Yeah, there will be things that get under our skin, but we can't just hold on to something and be so spiteful about it. We got to let it go. Remember it, but let it go. And then remember, God is doing a new thing. And God is doing a continual work in your life. God is bringing you closer to Him, and sometimes we don't even realize it. We have to look towards God in this new year. So maybe our New Year's resolution should be, let's get closer to God. Let's go back to God. Because ultimately, He is the one that matters. And His opinion is the only one that will have the final say. So as we reflect on 2024, now let's focus on that next part of going. In verse 19, it says, I will do a new thing. God's going to do a new work in our lives, and that new work is a continuous work in Him. So as we go into this new year, as we make our New Year's resolutions, whatever it may be, I'll tell you mine. I want to go closer to God this next year. I want to read my Bible more, and I want to also read other books more, Christian authors and history books. Also, I just want God to take over for His name's sake. And no matter how long this book project takes, or no matter how long anything takes for His name's sake, that's all in His timing. I just want to see the kids and teens at Temple grow, and that every youth group, that they will grow closer to God. And that they will look for that new thing that He's doing in them, just like He was doing in the Israelites when they didn't even realize it. And that looking in this new year, when we're making our resolutions, and we want to do these things for God, that we won't forget to continue to go for Him. That we will go the extra mile, spread the gospel, do what's right for Him, and point everything we do back to Him. Because it's not about us. It's all about Christ. Because it's for His name's sake, not our own. So remember that as you reflect over this year, and as we spring and go into the 2025, that God's doing a new work in us. And thanks so much for everybody that's tuned in for His Name's Sake podcast this year. I'm so thankful for God laying this ministry on my heart. And I can't wait to see what God does for His name's sake in 2025. But thank you all for joining. I hope you have had a Merry Christmas, and I hope you have a Happy New Year. And I can't wait to see y'all next year. And I hope all of you would share this podcast to someone that needs to hear it. But thank all of you, and I hope to see y'all next week. Thank y'all.
Good shepherd, I'll follow all my days.